The best thing that can happen to you in Bahrain is when you've got a steady job.
A steady job. That's right.
Yeah, if you've got a job, you can plan.
Agreed.
In all my jobs, I've got 2 jobs in Bahrain.
Only for 12 good years.
Only for 12 good years.
Wow.
2 jobs. And
So
the first one I stayed there for about 5 years plus. And since then, I've been in the current one.
okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to this live session with Ben Ice. So right now we are having a podcast session with a wonderful gentleman beside me. And for you, the viewers that's gonna be viewing us on Facebook, your contribution is welcome, as well as your questions and where you have doubt, okay? He's in the right position to provide you answers as an expatriate living in Bahrain. And I would like you to introduce yourself, sir. And I'm happy that you, honor my invitation. It's been a long time. I've been trying to get you here.
Yeah. I know. Thank you very much, Ben Ice, for providing such an amazing platform for Cameroonians to learn and the rest of the world. My name is Manfred Mosaka, the former president of CAMBA.
Wow.
That is Cameroonians in Bahrain. It is an association that has been running since 2012.
Yeah. 2012.
Wow. Yeah. And by the way, I'm a teacher by profession, a mathematics teacher.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, that's nice. So this is Mr. Mosaka for you guys. I must tell you that is somebody that I'm actually very happy that I'm having on my podcast session. I'll be sincere with you, sir. And I know how long I've been trying to get him. He's actually very busy. It's not like he doesn't value what he knows he's going to be giving out here, is the time schedule. And as I told you, he's a busy man, and I have this time with him, and I'm going to make use of it. So, sir, from your introduction, you have been the president of CAMBA, and I got into Bahrain, seeing you as the president of CAMBA. Like, how many times were you in office?
Yeah, I actually, my tenure was for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, because
All right.
each mandate is 2 years.
Okay.
So I did 2 mandates.
Okay.
But there was a little bit of delay in the handing over process, so I finally stayed almost 5 years.
I guess the people like you.
Yeah.
All right, that's amazing. So, okay, guys, so this is who we have on the studio. Someone that has been at the helm of Cameroonian affairs in Bahrain. Someone that, has been able to manage a community as big as Cameroon, Cameroonian community here in Bahrain. Is the right person for me to have on my podcast session. Okay, sir. So, just a private question. How long have you been in Bahrain, by the way?
I think about 12 years.
12 years?
Yeah, about
wow.
12 good years. Because
wow.
I came in November 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, so November 2011 getting into 2012. Yeah, so 2024.
Yeah, 12 years. Man, that's good.
Time around so far. When we came into Bahrain, was just like, oh, let me just do a couple of years here, maybe 1 2 years, and then dash into another country. Time so fast.
I can imagine. So, man, this is him, 12 years in Bahrain. All right, this is a question I have for you. I want you to tell us, first, let's start with the challenges. As a leader of CAMBA, Cameroonian Association in Bahrain, known as CAMBA, for 5 years, what were the challenges that you faced? Could internal or external? Yep.
Well, most of the challenges were internal challenges.
All right.
To be honest. And the challenges were mostly at the level of Cameroonians facing problems. And each time we tried to help them to solve these problems, the kind of difficulties that we encounter.
All right.
Sometimes we realize that some of them are getting hooked up into situations just because of ignorance.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes the employers will vehemently decide not to do the right thing.
Okay.
So most of my challenges were when I actually tried helping Cameroonians, and then sometimes we succeed, sometimes we don't.
Okay.
But we always try to find a way to mitigate whatever situation that they're in.
All right. Okay. That's amazing. I know it shouldn't be a difficult, an easy task for you, because looking at the number of Cameroonians here, approximately, how many, approximately, what do you think? What is the numbers of Cameroonians in Bahrain? If you have some a record that,
The so far,
Yeah.
when we look at the record of Kamba,
Okay.
we have about 800 plus Cameroonians
Wow.
that have passed into the hands of Kamba, whose names are in Kamba's record.
Records. All right.
Now you can multiply that by at least 3.
Yes, because many of them
Yeah.
are not identified
Exactly,
with
because
Kamba.
so many Cameroonians in Bahrain who haven't identified themselves as Kamba.
Kamba.
So if you multiply by 3, we're talking about 2,000 something Cameroonians in Bahrain.
All right. So this is a question. I know you faced challenges. Were these challenges that burdensome enough that you were focused just on members of Kamba, like Cameroonians that were registered members in Kamba, or your attention was for all Cameroonians in Bahrain?
My attention was for all Cameroonians, but more especially those registered Cameroonians.
Which is very important.
And one thing that might surprise you is that most of the Cameroonians having challenges in Bahrain are those who are new, and those who are not even registered. Because those registered members, we educate them a lot.
That's right.
You are aware that we have a monthly GA that we convey, that holds.
That's right.
And we discuss a lot about challenges. We discussed about possible solutions.
Yes.
Right. So most of those who are having problems, those who are helping, are Cameroonians who are not even registered in Bahrain.
Okay.
And those are the ones we try. But irrespective of the fact that they are not registered, we do everything possible still to help them.
Wow, that's a good one there. I'll give an applause there, because that makes you a father of Cameroonians out here. Yes, guys, I actually remember this gentleman, how he came in. You remember when I walked into Bahrain and I was just a month and I lost my dad.
Right.
The person I came with told me about the Kamba and was like, okay, you're a Cameroonian. This is a good place for you to identify with. And I was like, okay, I'm not this guy with meeting issue, but if this is my country people, of course, I should identify with my people, which is the best thing to do if you are living outside. Yeah, and I remember Kamba was kind of like a consolidation, a kind of comfort to me during those trying times, traveling out for just a month and losing your dad and being the last born. I mean, you guys really came in and that was very impactful in my life. So I am like saying, Kamba, thank you. And thank you, my president, because you were still the president during that time. All right, moving forward, can you tell us some of your successes that you had as a president of the Cameroonian Association in Bahrain?
Yeah, thank you, Ben Nice. Now, before I go into the successes, I really want to thank you for giving that testimony about Kamba. I wish we had Cameroonians like you,
all right,
who can actually stand out publicly to say some of the good things that Kamba has done. Oftentimes people go by this notion, Kamba is a group of friends. I don't know. About 12 years ago, they were talking about that, and still today,
they are still talking
about Kamba being a group of friends.
I don't think so.
And Kamba has done a lot to Cameroonians.
Yes.
I can't enumerate how much we've done for Cameroonians.
I remember even the COVID time, sorry for cutting you short, the Kamba team were moving around, giving food and supplies, even medical aid to Cameroonians.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. And again, that shows the kind of unity and solidarity that exists among Cameroonians in Bahrain, because during the COVID time, so many Cameroonians came out and supported our movement.
Yes.
They supported with food items, they supported with cars.
Wow.
And we had to go to accommodations and all over Bahrain to help Cameroonians who were in need.
That's amazing.
Because so many people lost their job.
Yeah, that's right.
So again, I'm encouraging Cameroonians to come out there, Kamba is the good news in Bahrain for Cameroonians.
Yeah, it is.
Speak the good news, say the good news, and encourage others to be part of Kamba.
That's right.
Yeah. So about my successes, that is one of the things that I have managed to achieve. Bringing Cameroonians together. It is in Bahrain that you hear of Kamba Cultural Jamboree.
Yeah. Man, that's right.
when I came into power, I realized that we were having small subgroups, cultural groups being created.
Yeah, being that Cameroon is a multicultural country with a lot of subgroups and ethnic culture. All right.
Exactly. So I decided to encourage that, and I went further to say, look, if we can have all of these subgroups under the canopy of Kamba,
Yeah.
and have a kind of platform where we come together, not only to discuss our problems, but also to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be helpful.
Wow.
So I came out with the cultural jamboree thing, and
it was amazing. I was there. Rami Grand Hotel. I mean,
so
it was.
We had more than 300 Cameroonians.
Yeah, and everyone was so happy, and I mean, it was a lot of fun. A lot of
everyone.
I mean, celebrating culture, celebrating lifestyles. Exactly. I mean, that's great success there.
And that is something that has been carried on. Rest assured, my predecessors are going to continue with that.
All right.
Yeah, and it has actually impacted Cameroonians a lot.
All right.
Because that spirit of unity, solidarity,
and I think
it's not part of us.
Yeah, I think, President, sorry for cutting you short. I think that also gave birth to many cultural groups.
Exactly.
You know, when people looked at this Kamba cultural jamboree, everyone is like, come on, what are we doing? Yeah, we should also create a group for ourselves and go represent our culture there. And that was amazing. Yeah, that was amazing.
That is one of the things that even my principal in the last cultural jamboree invited her, and she was saying that she wished Americans would, Black Americans would have such. But again, they don't have it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that tells you how much Cameroonians are united in Bahrain.
That's true. I agree with that. I do agree. Wow, that was a great success. Yep. Any other story you want to add about the success? I know there's a lot there.
There's a lot out there.
Yeah.
We have managed to get Kamba affiliated to some migrant organizations.
Wow.
If you are aware, you know that I've been doing a bit of traveling. Not only me, but also Mr. Philip.
Okay.
We've been doing a little bit of traveling, and aside that, in Bahrain, we succeeded to get Kamba affiliated to Sandigan.
Yeah. All right.
Sandigan, Bahrain.
Sandigan. Yeah.
And Sandigan is one of those organizations that we've been part of since the early 2018, 2019.
Okay.
They are into helping migrants, domestic workers. And I remember, I think about 3 years ago, when we had a meeting, I took some Cameroonians, myself and Mr. Philip, went to Sandigan. There were about 3 girls and 3 guys. No, 4 girls and 3 guys. We took them to Sandigan because they had 3 of them were housemates.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other guys also lost their jobs.
All right.
And Sandigan actually helped out to get these Cameroonians a job.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Guys, do you know about that? That's amazing. I'll clap to that.
All the girls.
And all this happened during your reign.
During my reign.
Amazing.
But sadly, these girls, none of them are part of Kamba today.
You see, that's why. Because I know you personally. I will not pretend on this platform that I don't know you. Yeah. I know you personally, but I might not know what you did into office, like too much of this. But I know you're someone with an open heart. Yeah. And that's why I said, you being the president of Cameroon for this years, you were just a father of Cameroonians, not basically the registered members. Because I remember a couple of times, a lady that we never even knew it was in Bahrain called me, and I was linking up to you, and we were like, okay, yeah, she called me. I'm making arrangement to get her out of this situation and all this. I mean, that is just an amazing step that you've been doing. And guys, I mean, you can get this organization is really helping, I mean, Cameroonians out there. So it's an organization that is mixed with different migrants, not just Africans.
Yeah, different migrants. Yeah, Sandigan. The chairperson is Filipino Bahraini.
Okay.
Yeah, Miss Susan Badego.
Yeah.
But again, they have made it open for any nationality to get registered.
Wow.
So it's open for everybody. And what we are looking at is the possibility of having Kamba also registered in Bahrain. That has been in the pipeline. We are also looking at getting Kamba affiliated to migrant organizations or to donors,
Okay.
funders
Yep.
that can support some of our initiatives.
Okay.
You
All right.
know, most of the issues that Cameroonians are facing in Bahrain has to do with legal issues.
Yes, I do agree with that. I do
Yeah.
agree. And I remember
issues.
from onset you said it's as a result of ignorance too, and probably the employer is not doing their part. So I might be informed, and at one point the employer is not doing my part. So that's what you guys are trying to make sure there is a body or a system put in place that can take care of things like that.
That's right. That's right.
Amazing.
And just to add, you know, if we succeed to, because the way the vision I've got for Canberra,
Yeah.
it's not just this little association that we're looking at. The vision I've got to Canberra, I'm trying to work closely with
The now president.
The now president is to get Canberra to the level of an organization, a migrant organization.
Oh, wow.
That can stand out the requests for funds from donors.
Yes.
And you know, if we happen to have a grant, right? This is going to go a long way to help. It could be grant to help out with our legal issues, because most Cameroonians, just like I said, the problems has to do with something legal.
Yes.
Either they have been declared abscond or run away.
Yeah.
Right, and they have to go through the legal process in order to get the case removed. Right.
Yeah.
They have to pay a lawyer, and so if we can have this kind of capacity to have a grant or to have some kind of external support, we can actually lessen the amount that a member could pay.
Okay.
So probably if you have to pay a lawyer 300 BD, you can be paid maybe 100 BD.
Yeah.
And the rest goes
from the initiative.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great.
Exactly.
That's
so
great.
There's a whole lot that we're looking at that we envisage that could come to realization.
I hope it does come to realization.
And we're working relentlessly to achieve that.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Mr. President, before I sip a drop of water, I'm going to say that you have really been successful. And I like your vision. Your vision is getting into the president that is now on seat. And that is amazing, because you're like, you have a purpose and you want to see this purpose being actualized or materialized through him, even without you being in office. That's a large heart you have there.
Thank you.
That's great. All right, viewers on Facebook. This is Mr. Mosaka here. You've got the challenges and the success stories, and we are gonna move on. And I want you to bring in your questions. Before now, someone sent a question, which I'm not the right place to answer it. I want you to answer this, because most of the times I'll always get to you. I know I'm informed, so I don't want to limit myself when I'm with you. I want to make sure I'm getting that right information as well. Right. So if you are watching from Facebook, guys, drop in your comment. What are you facing right now with your employer? Are you not having your salary or time? Do you think your work schedules is not being followed, or probably your work hours? This is the right place that you want to ask those questions, and he is in the better position to answer those questions for you. All right, moving forward, you've talked about the challenges and the success. And now within this process, there are some things you might have copied down on your jota or your summary book to say this will guide me through life, or I make sure I will have to achieve this aspect. So this is where I want to get to. What are the things you learned while serving this majority or this large community of Cameroonians?
Patience.
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 Even the Bible says patience is a virtue.
Which is a virtue.
That's right.
You know, I remember once when we went to Sikra.
Yeah.
Remember when we lost the Cameroonian?
Yes.
The one that got stuck.
That's right. I remember.
And we went there just to help. You know, and when we're trying to talk to the bunch of Cameroonians, you know, sometimes it got to a certain point that, you know, some of them became so arrogant.
Wow.
You know,
while you were offering help.
While you were helping. And that is not the only scenario. Again, there was a time that Cameroonians were working with PTS. Professional tertiary.
I know. I remember that company.
They were facing issues with salaries. Again, we went there and we tried to help. You know, some of them were feeling like we've been sent by PTS, you know, to come and talk to them, whereas it is something that we're just trying to mitigate the kind of tension that was arising.
That's right.
We
That's
went
right.
to PTS office. We pressured him to pay the salary. You know, we told him we're going to take action and stuff.
Yes,
like that.
yes.
And then we went to the Cameroonian and tried to calm them down. That he's definitely going to pay. Let's be reasonable.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like we're trying to take his side. But
Yeah.
again, we always have to tell them the challenges that before them. That is the way I operate. If you come to me for advice, one thing I'll tell you is, after telling you the pros, I'm going to tell you the cons.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which is important.
Yes. So I tell you, look, at this point, if you leave this company, there's a likelihood this man is going to declare you abscond. Run away.
Yep.
And secondly, have you got an accommodation? If you leave this company,
Okay.
have you got some money to take care of your food and other things?
So you need to think about all those.
Exactly. You need to think about all those
Yes.
before we leave.
All right.
You know, so we try to advise them, okay, have a plan. Have a plan. Don't just hear of people leaving and then you're
excited to leave too.
No.
Yeah.
What next after this? Work a little while you're looking for another job.
Yeah.
Once you've got that, you can talk about leaving.
That's right.
You know, I do not advise Cameroonians to leave a job when they've not got another one.
Another job, because many a times it's difficult getting yourself another job out here. That's right.
That's it.
Wow.
You know, so patience is one thing I learned. You know? And although I'm a very patient person.
Yeah, I know.
but
Even the way you talk, you take your time to always elaborate on these situations.
So,
yeah.
And you know, one thing that I can say keeps me going, and when it comes to all of this, is just the satisfaction that I derive from helping Cameroonians.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm really passionate about that.
Great.
Helping Cameroonians.
Yeah.
And it is a driving force for me. And that's
nice. Seeing a young man like you with a family,
Yeah.
and yet you have to dedicate this time to get into aid or helping Cameroonians, it is something amazing. We rarely find people like this outside. You know, everyone here is to hustle, and no one has the time to give to another man. But you have always given that time out there, and I must say that we all appreciated that, and we are still appreciating that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So guys, I mean, I'm happy that patient you have learned, and you have also learned that, and it's more like you discovered that you have this driving force to help Cameroonians, which is very commendable. And so I want to ask you this question, and this is for the viewers. Like, seriously, you've been here for like 12 years. That is a decade and 2 years. Have you ever been behind bars?
No.
No. What is that secret that never took you behind bars, living in the Gulf country?
Well, just always try to do the right thing. No matter what, always try to do the right thing.
All right.
You know, that should be your subconscious mind. If there's anything you want to do, you know, we're adults. We know the difference between good and bad.
Bad, yep.
You know, so I've always guided my life in such a way that I try to follow the laws of the kingdom.
Okay.
Because everywhere you go, if you're a lawful citizen, you are definitely not going to fall into trouble.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and
I
do encourage all the Cameroonians all out there to be law-abiding. You know, Bahrain has made this place quite comfortable for us to an extent. I know we have a whole lot of challenges out there, but again, accommodating us, I think it is worthwhile for us to be law-abiding.
Okay.
You know, so if you follow the law, you never get into trouble.
That's right. That's right. All right. So, guys, the statement that laws were made to be broken should not be a statement coming from a Cameroonian or any other expatriate. Because if you break the law here, like in your country, you must face the consequences. And over here, you don't have a dad or a mom that will be soliciting. You only have people of goodwill like Mr. Mosaka here, and we don't pray that you get into those situations. That has been his secret. I mean, being here for 12 years, never has he been behind the bars. If he has ever been to the police station, it is for solicit for others' issues. I'll keep clapping for him, man.
Exactly.
12 years, and probably if you went back home, maybe you might have stepped on some toes.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I've been this
Alright.
person who has always been running away from trouble.
Okay, amazing. Wow.
And just like you mentioned, I've been to the police station a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been to deportation camps.
Yeah.
You know. And this has been just to help Cameroonians.
Yes, yes.
You know, sometimes they'll call you, you have to go there, listen to what they are going through.
That's right.
Sometimes you go to a deportation center,
Yeah.
give their passport, give their belongings when they're going back. You know, I've been there with lawyers
Yeah.
trying to get Cameroonians removed behind the bars and all
Wow.
of that.
Wow.
So yes, I've been there a couple of times, but never been detained.
So guys,
Never been
if
detained.
you had ever seen Mr. Mosaka driving in and out of a police station, he wasn't detained for 12 good years. Never been summoned. He was only called to come and interfere and help set a Cameroonians free, or maybe debate the success of a Cameroonian. Like he said, some of these employers are not doing the right thing. Before we get to that, I want to ask you a question that is coming from Facebook. Someone is saying, is it true that visit visa are being released for all Africans countries, for all African countries? Because before now, let's say around December, we were told that Africans might really not have a visit visa to Bahrain. What is the situation now?
Well, I haven't seen any publication so far since visit visa was still very active in Bahrain. I
Yeah.
haven't seen any publication that Africans are banned from having visit visas.
Okay.
You know, but the truth is that they will just make the conditions
A bit
for us to
tighter.
acquire the visa more stringent.
Okay.
So very difficult for us to have
have
the
it.
visit
Okay.
visa. But again, my friend's father was in Bahrain just last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that your
he was
friend.
in Bahrain, and he
Yeah.
came on a visit.
Yes. Okay.
Came on
Yeah.
a visit.
Yeah.
So
That's
it depends on your status and your portfolio. Let me put it that way as
That's
well.
right.
Yeah. So, but the Bahraini government hasn't make it clear that visit visas are
I've been banned.
been banned,
Yeah.
or Africans are not eligible to have visit visas.
Okay.
And I don't think that they're ever going to do that. But again, the truth is that they will make it very difficult for us, or they have made it very difficult for us
For us to
have it.
acquire them. All right. So you that asked this question, I hope you've been able to have an answer. It was never banned. The situation here is that unlike early in the I think 2002, where people were streaming in with visit visa as electrons flowing into copper wire, and now it has been tightened. There are a lot of junctions that you must be able to go through before you be given that visa. All right, Mr. President, before we move forward, I've got this question for you that someone asked me today on my TikTok, and I said, okay, I should bring it to you so that you can be able to answer the question for me. Now he said, good evening, bro. How are you and your family? Of course, and work. I said, I'm good. He said he's in Hamala, and this is his word. My boss does not give me off and does not pay for my extra time. He said that his contract is going to be finishing in July, but he wants to leave as soon as he can. What can he do? He's not being given off, and it appears he's working for extra times. They are not paying him for those off days that are not being given. He's working extra hours, and those off days are not being paid. Those extra hours are not being paid.
Yeah. So again, he's got every reason to leave. He's got the hardcore evidence
Okay.
that he can use to leave. Salary is not being paid, overtime not being paid.
Yep.
If he's got an evidence that these things are not being paid, he can take it up to LMRO
To LMR, right? Okay.
and tender it that this is what is going on. Again, I want to leave, but again, just like I said, do not be in a hurry to leave. Have a plan. Make sure that before you leave, you've got somewhere you're going to continue working.
That's right.
You know, having a job in Bahrain, more especially a good job nowadays, it's a little bit difficult.
It is.
To be
It is.
honest.
I would not just go with you saying it's a little bit. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
before you take that move to leave, please, my brother,
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you've got something out there.
That's
Because
right.
we do not know how soon you're going to get a job. We do not know how long you're going to take to get a job.
All right.
So make sure that whatever step you want to take, you have a backup plan.
All right.
And yes, you can leave. You can leave. But again, leaving is not the solution all the time. Talk to your boss. Go to the institutions like LMRA that can compel your boss to pay your money,
Okay.
salary.
Okay.
If these things are met and you think that the job is good enough for you to continue, why not continue working?
Okay.
Continue working, but make sure you always have a plan. You know, we always talk about contingency plan.
Yes.
Make sure you always have that plan, which if this happens, you can always have an
You can lay
alternative.
back on this. All right. Okay. So that is the answer, and I believe he's not the only one found in this situation. Bahrain is that country where, I mean, these guys, they do keep to the laws and they do respect the expatriate. Yes, we know they are Bahrainis. Not only Bahrainis, they are employers that misuse the rights of an employee. Like, they don't give those things that are the basic right of an employee. Those things are not being respected by some companies, but it's not like by Bahrain. So what you need to do, like this case, go to LMRA, which is the labor regulatory market in Bahrain, for your employment. They will summon your boss and call him in. And if you think you can't really take it for long, I think you can also go to the police. The police will do an emergency call and he will show up there, and of course your money will be paid. But the advice is, you don't leave and think of picking up a job because you might take too long to pick another job. That's just what we're saying. It might really take too long. All right. So let me just see if I got any other question coming up here. All right. Yeah, good evening, Ben and Presi. Yeah, good evening. This name Presi, will it ever leave the mouth of Cameroonians? You know,
I don't know. Maybe with time. But I
yeah,
don't know.
you know, even myself, when I see you, I always call you Mom President. And, you know, respect and regard to our now President, Mr. Norbert, who is going to be on this podcast session with me on Thursday. I mean, that is where Ben Ice TV is going. We're trying to bring these informations to you. And I'll be having a guest from the Kenya representative also on my podcast. Last time we had a Ghanaian. And I'll be clear with you why I'm here. He's been one of these persons that have been always been encouraging me on this. And it's like, most of the time I will call him like, you remember when I started this contest, I was like, is it okay that I can shoot on the street? You're like, okay, once nobody faces there or nobody's complaining, it's public, you can go ahead and do that. And so he's been a big brother for me. I'm going to move on with you and ask you some personal questions now. Okay. Being 12 years in Bahrain, I understand that you're a man with a family and your kids were all born in Bahrain, right?
No.
Oh,
Not all of
not
them.
all of them.
Not all of them.
Okay, the twin who were born in Bahrain, I suppose. They were not born in Bahrain.
The twins were conceived in Bahrain.
They were conceived in Bahrain.
There's a whole chemistry there.
Okay, all right. They were
The twins were
conceived in
conceived in
Bahrain, but
Bahrain.
born somewhere else.
Yeah, but born in Cameroon.
All right, smart guy there. All right, so I want to know, you're someone that have traveled wide and far. I keep seeing you. You seen that you're in the US. I mean, here and there, Singapore and Georgia. What is the secret to your success?
Well,
Now, as an individual, not as a leader. Yeah, as an individual, that you could keep a family here in Bahrain.
well, to start with, keeping a family here in Bahrain is costly, it's expensive.
It is.
But that's the most amazing thing that you want to experience, being around your family all the time.
Like paying the school fees every month. Unlike us in Cameroon, we just pay, like, if you're paying maybe let's say 200 BD, you're done with it. But yeah, you've got to pay. Probably for your kids, I had an eye into how much you're paying for them. What was that monthly?
When the twins were, it was about 220 BD.
Guys, monthly.
240 BD monthly.
240 monthly. Tell us the secret, Baba. We want to copy.
Well, having a steady job.
Okay.
Having a steady job, being able to keep a job.
Okay.
Because one of the challenges that some people are facing is that, you know, today you have a job, tomorrow you hear that there's another one.
Yeah.
And we are not discouraging anyone to the comfort zone and go in for something much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, the best thing that can happen to you in Bahrain is when you've got a steady job.
A steady job. That's right.
Yeah, if you've got a job, you can plan. You know, in all my jobs, I've got 2 jobs in Bahrain.
Only for 12 good years.
Only for 12 good years.
Wow.
2 jobs. And
So
the first one I stayed there for about 5 years plus. And since then I've been in the current one.
okay.
Right. And God has blessed me in such a way that I'm this person that wherever I go to, I'm valued.
Wow.
Because let me tell you something, if your sponsors do not value you, just know that any second they can lay
They
you
can
off.
lay you off. That's
it.
right.
That's
I
it.
agree.
So always make yourself valuable where you, wherever you're working. Prove out yourself in whatever way you can.
Wow.
Competence.
Wow.
Show your passion.
Okay.
Make sure that your bosses always want you around.
Good.
Yeah. So having a steady job is one thing that has been able to make me to keep my family in Bahrain. At the moment,
school fees
I'm paying school fees
of 240 dinars, man.
monthly, every month.
Monthly.
And yeah, but again, at the moment, my family is not in Bahrain.
Okay.
So yeah, but I've been able. I was with them until last year before they left Bahrain.
Okay. All
So
right.
the secret is having a steady job. But again, do not be too comfortable, because if I was too comfortable, I couldn't have left my previous job
To
before
another one, which probably pays better.
Of course, it pays
Okay.
almost double.
All
but
right.
again, always, as I say, plan. Have a clear plan out there before you take a step.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. But I do agree with you that steady job is very important to have it, to have the level of success that you have and keeping a family as large like yours. But I would not think that it is only having a steady job. Does it have to do with the people you move around with, the friends you keep, the lifestyle you live?
Of course. Your circle of friends. You know, there's a saying that show me your friend and I'll tell
you who you are. Yeah.
Right. So your circle of friends, right? It's something that is going to help you. It can build you and it can kill you as well.
Okay.
So make sure your circle of friends, you know, are those ones that you can actually call your friend.
Okay.
Right. Someone that can stand for you at those difficult moments. Not only those that you go to the bar and you drink,
Joker and all those things.
You play soccer together all the time, but those that can actually stand by you in those daring moments.
All right.
You know, that is those are the kind of people you can call your circle of friends. You know, when I came into Bahrain, my first job was actually seen by a friend.
Wow.
In one of the job websites.
Okay.
And he told me about it, and I had to apply.
Okay.
You know,
and that is to say that you had that job because of a friend who saw it and then linked you.
Of course.
All right.
And when you have this circle of friends full of knowledge and wisdom, you definitely tap from them. You know,
wow.
And it is something that has been reciprocated. Somehow they tap from you as well.
That's good.
You know, and you learn a lot, you grow together.
Is that an entry fee to be in that circle of friends? I might want to join the circle of friends. All right, guys. So you heard him so clearly. It is about keeping a job and getting the right friends to move with. Yeah. Because out here, there's a lot of fun to catch. You know, especially if you're in Bahrain. Don't have that idea and think that, oh, he's in the Middle East, in Arab country, man. It's not like that. Over here, you can get a lot of fun that you ever imagine. So it's like you're not just keeping a friend because you go to catch that fun, play soccer together, or probably go in a beer parlor and have some fun. But like, these friends should be there to tell you the right information, give you the right advices. There should be time to relax and time to get into you know, setting some goals and achieving those goals. Wow, I must say that I have copied that circle of friends that you talked about, because I think that really influences our lifestyle out here.
That's right.
And we are living in a country whereby even the beer is people will call it just one BD. I imagine that if you have a friend where you need to go to the beer parlor every day and you have to consume 5 cans of beer every day, put it in 30 days. Then you will not come back and tell me that, Ben, I have left that friend, because you know how much you've been consuming, and the friend was telling you it's just a bucket.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So,
but just to add, the good thing in Bahrain is that except you're not working, it's a little bit difficult to live that lifestyle. Because when you're back from work, you want to have a cool head.
You're tired and all those things,
and you can just hang out probably over the weekend.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
That is the good thing with Bahrain. When you have a job, it is job oriented.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
From
so-
job to home, from home to job until you're
Exactly.
off.
So
All
you're
right.
off and then you can catch that kind of fun.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Mr. Mosaka, I'm gonna be having one last question with you before I let you go. I am trying to watch my time. Oh, okay. I'll take this question and end up. He has something to catch up with. All right, Mr. Mosaka, what is the word that you have for any African living in Bahrain or planning to come in Bahrain? What are the right things to do? What should they do that they can live here successfully and have better plans for themselves? A word from you. For having been here for 12 years, I need that word that people can copy today.
You know, when we move across the oceans, coming all the way for Africa, it is because we believe that, or we know that we're coming for greener pasture.
That's right.
And it's gonna be very stupid for us to come here and look at how beautiful the place is and decide to lavish all the money that we're
Working. Yeah.
You know, Bahrain is full of fun, and if you can't manage your finances wisely, then you're digging your doom. So my advice to everyone out there is to be able to have this saving capacity.
Saving capacity.
You know,
I heard that loud.
Make sure that you do not spend more than half of what you earn.
Okay. Okay, more than.
Yes.
Guys, that's a principle. Don't spend more than half. You shouldn't even go close to half.
Yeah, shouldn't even go close.
Yeah.
Make
all
sure
right.
that at least you save half of your earnings.
Okay.
So that when you're going back home, you're smiling.
That's
You
right.
know, there's a stereotype that out there is made of milk and honey, not knowing the kind of challenges that some people are facing. Right? So
Yeah.
in order not to be laughed at any point in time, even in Bahrain, it becomes like it's difficult to get anyone to lean on when it comes to finances. Oh,
Yeah.
can you give me some 20
Yeah.
billion, 30 billion, 50
Yeah.
billion? It's difficult.
It
Nobody's gonna borrow you money. Nobody's gonna lend money to you.
That's a sad reality.
Yeah, that's a sad reality.
Yeah.
So make sure you work your money and you save your money so that tomorrow is gonna be better for you.
Wow. Guys, that was it from our guest today on podcast session with Ben Ice, your #1 content creator in Bahrain. You heard that loud and clear. You've got to have a saving capacity. You shouldn't consume more than half your salary. That is to say that you should be able to save half of what your earnings is. It doesn't matter if you're earning 120 BD, try to save half of it. You'll be able to realize something. Like he said, you will hardly find someone that you will call in the middle of the night or when the sun is up and ask for money that's ready to give you. We don't know why, but that is how it is out here. All right. Yeah, so that was it. Thank you, Mr. Mosaka. I'm so much happy to have you, and I hope I'm going to be having you here for other topics because I know how you are endowed, how you are blessed with knowledge. I'll be inviting you with time for you to come and give us such a section that you have just given us.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Pleasure, sir. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So that was it. I'll be catching you again. Catch the appointment on Thursday with Mr. Norbert, a senior safety expert and now the current president of Cameroon, and also Mr. Ndito Stalin, who is also a business expert. These are the people I'm bringing to you on this platform. And remember, I'm going to be having the Kenyan representative on this platform soon enough. He was out of Bahrain. He just walked in and we spoke in this morning. And guys, just come back for the content, the comedies, and many more. Love you always. Your #1 content creator in Bahrain. I'm out for now.